Hello everybody! Today's video is going to be super fast so we can get you on your way to creating. We're going to be showing you the HeatnBond Lite and the HeatnBond Ultrahold. I talk about these two products a lot in my videos when doing applique, and in today's video I'm going to show you the basic instructions for both and what the differences are between these two products. In today's video, we're going to be making two stocking mug rugs with all of these applique pieces. We're going to use Ultrahold on one mug rug and the HeatnBond Lite on the other. Oftentimes in my videos, I am using the purple package, the HeatnBond Lite. This product you do sew through, and once you sew down your applique pieces, you can machine wash your project. Now, maybe you're someone who's extremely new to quilting and doing applique, or maybe you're a seasoned quilter and you love the look of applique, but the thought of sewing down all of these pieces is really something that's going to keep you from doing a project with applique. Then I recommend the red package, the Ultrahold, because once it is bonded and all of your pieces are fused, it is permanent. And this is a no-sew product, meaning we do not sew through applique when using the red package. However, if you like the look of the stitches and you love doing that part, or if you want to do quilting within your applique pieces, you're going to want to choose the purple package, the HeatnBond Lite. So let's just talk about what you can use these two products on. It says right here on the package that it is great for machine applique, quilting, and wearable arts. And this one says great for fabric, patches, denim, leather, suede, and appliques. So lots of uses. And yeah, I think we're ready to go ahead and get started. Now, the basic instructions for both of these products is the same until we get to the stitching part towards the end of this video. So when I bring you through the steps, this is going to apply to both products until we get to the stitching. So let's go ahead and get started. When using HeatnBond products to do applique, you're going to need to first mirror image your design. Now, some patterns might come already mirror imaged for you and you're ready to trace. However, a lot of patterns, you'll need to flip over the pattern and use a window or a light pad to trace your image from the back. To help me place all of these individual little pieces, I like to go ahead and number each one. Now we're ready to go ahead and trace all of our pieces. Now HeatnBond has a bumpy side. We're not tracing on that side. We're going to be tracing on the nice and smooth side of the HeatnBond. So we're going to go through and trace each one of our pieces. I like to give a little bit of space in between my pieces for cutting, and I like to transfer the number of each piece when I trace. Now we can go ahead and separate each one of our pieces. Make sure that you're not cutting out on the line at this point. We're going to give ourselves a little bit of extra space around each piece. Once we have all of our pieces separated, we're ready to fuse them onto our fabric. I'm going to start by giving my fabric a quick press, nice and flat. We'll bring in our pieces and we're going to apply them to the back side of our fabric and give them a press for 2 seconds. Now I'm going to pull up the instructions for both the HeatnBond Lite and the HeatnBond Ultra. This is the Lite product, and you can see the fusing instructions. And this is the label for the HeatnBond Ultrahold. So you can pause the video and take a look at the fusing instructions. Once we have fused all of our pieces on each one of the different fabrics, we're ready to cut out our pieces, and now we cut them out directly on the line. Once you have all of your pieces cut out, we're ready to heat up the iron. We're going to move over, and I like to use the numbers on my pattern to do all of my placements. The pieces still have the paper on them, so I can reference the number. That just helps me put everything down in the correct placement. When I have the correct placement, I remove the paper backing and start moving all of the applique down into place. Now, sometimes when I know everything is just perfect, I'll go ahead and real quickly just apply a little bit of heat so those pieces don't move around. And you might find using a stylus or a pencil will help you move those little tiny small pieces around. Now, the HeatnBond Lite requires 6 seconds, no steam, to set the pieces, and the Ultrahold requires 8 seconds, no steam, to set your pieces. Once you're all done, give a final fuse. So here are my 2 mug rugs. This is the one with the Ultrahold. It is a little bit thicker. The permanent adhesive does make your piece a little bit thicker, and the HeatnBond Lite is a little bit more drapable and more soft. Now at this point, we're ready to go ahead and finish our mug rug. The HeatnBond Lite needs to be stitched down, and if you use the Ultra, you're all done. So here we are at the sewing machine. These pieces have the HeatnBond Lite applied to the back of the applique. So that means we have to stitch down all of the raw edges. Now, one of the things I like about the HeatnBond Lite is that you can stitch them down before or after you make the layers of your project. So a lot of the times I stitch down my applique while doing the quilting part of my project. You can use all kinds of stitches, a straight stitch, a satin, a zigzag, a blanket stitch, any of the decorative stitches in your sewing machine. Now we'll bring in the mug rug that we use the Ultrahold with our applique. You'll notice that I have not stitched down any of the applique pieces. They're permanently bonded to the fabric. But you can go around your applique and quilt and stitch all around each one of your pieces. If you try to sew through your pieces with the Ultrahold, you might experience gumming on your needle, thread breaks, needle jams, all kinds of issues that could happen with the Ultrahold. So to finish up this video, let's take a good close-up view of these mug rugs that are all done. We'll talk about some of the pros and cons of the HeatnBond Ultrahold and the HeatnBond Lite. HeatnBond Lite is my favorite because I love going in and stitching down all of my pieces, especially when I'm doing the quilting. It definitely gives you textures and fun quilting effects to your project. However, it does take a lot longer, right? And it takes a little bit of practice to stitch down your applique, especially when you're working with smaller pieces. But you can see the fun quilty texture that it gives when you stitch down your applique. Now let's take a look at the mug rug that we use, the HeatnBond Ultra. Now this is certainly faster, and if you're someone who loves the look of applique but not the time involved of stitching it all down, then this is the product for you. You will see that I quilted all the way around the applique, which helped make the applique design pop off of the quilt. However, in the applique section, you don't have what I would call the fun quilty effect that you get when you stitch through your pieces. So it is definitely faster and easier, but the look is a little bit different, right? And the Ultrahold is a little bit thicker. Not a lot thicker, but if you have a big applique pieces on a quilt, you will feel the difference between the Ultrahold and the HeatnBond Lite. Now, both of these products you can wash at this point. Now that this is stitched down, now that this is fused down, you can wash this in the machine with cold water, both of them, and now they're both permanent. So if you have any questions, I'd love to hear from you down below in the comments section. This was a lot of fun, and I hope that it's been helpful for you and answered some of the questions between the two different products. And I hope, if anything, that it's encouraged you to give one of these products a try. If maybe you want to jump into the applique and you want to do some quilt projects with fun designs, then I really encourage you to give one of these products a try. Until I see you next time, I hope you have a fantastic week. We'll see you all really soon. Bye, everybody.